Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, Chris Colbert, man, the banana got split. My boy's out here wearing these funky suits, not listening to his corner, disrespectful as hell, cocky as hell, and he ended up getting tranquilized. I mean, badly. Now, the funny thing about this is before the fight even started, I was on Twitter. You can see at 9:21, I posted, Valenzuela will get the KO within 3 rounds, rooting for Colbert, but I have a feeling because I genuinely felt that there's no way that Chris Colbert could beat Valenzuela. Now, the thing that people need to understand is the reason why I said that is because I know Valenzuela. He's no longer being trained by Jose Benavidez Sr., David Benavidez' father, but they still manage him. And Angel Heredia is still over there in those camps helping fighters. Now, I couldn't confirm if Angel Heredia was helping Valenzuela or not, but I believe he did. Excuse me, I got a cold, okay? And there's nothing wrong if he helped him, nothing at all. The problem is Chris Colbert, who was already outgunned, right? He doesn't have the power to match Valenzuela. And if Valenzuela, for this fight, stepped up his training, brought on the pharmaceutical genius Angel Heredia, you knew that Valenzuela was going to be a different animal in that ring. So that's what I bet on, and that's exactly what it looked like what happened. Let me explain something here, man, right? For a second there, I said, you know what? Maybe Valenzuela is a front runner like Zab Judah. That first round, I said, it's over. That referee, so many different emotions went through my body. I don't know why that referee didn't stop it in the first round. Colbert was just languishing on the ropes. He was gone, out on his feet. I don't know why the referee didn't stop it. But Colbert showed me, although I think the banana got split and deserved to get split, Colbert is tough, man. He's got heart. He's got, Colbert has everything that you want. He has pride, ego, heart, and balls, man. And he just wouldn't allow for himself to get stopped. And it took getting tranquilized in the 6th round for him to, basically stop trying. But this is my thing. You watch that whole fight, you can see Colbert just has no business in there with Valenzuela. Valenzuela's too big, too strong, too long, okay? However, if you were watching that fight, at the end when they started to give you the little sound bites from the corner, anyone who felt bad for Colbert, that should have gone out the window. When you see he's in his corner, right, trying to give his, we call that shit a bounce, right? Give his corner a bounce, tapping him in the chest like it's all right, I'm good. Like it was a joke. These guys are sitting there watching, and we all had the same lens. We can sit there and watch a boxing match and know when is a potential for someone to get knocked out. And the writing was on the wall from the first round that Chris Colbert, if he didn't box intelligently and avoid and not get caught in the mash-up, crash-up type fight, that he would get knocked out. And to see him in the corner not listening. There was one point where his corner was trying to talk to him, and they were telling him, they were trying to tell Chris Colbert to relax, and Chris Colbert said, no, you relax. They're like, look, you need to listen. He's like, no, you relax, and then I'll listen. And I'm watching that, man, and I'm like, this guy's attitude is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Just disrespectful, man. Disrespectful, man. I tell you what, we talk about Ryan Garcia. We talk about how when he lost to Tank Davis, how Oscar De La Hoya, how Bernard Hopkins, they didn't come to support him at the post-fight press conference. And we were up in arms about that, right? Ryan Garcia, De La Hoya, and B-Hop. They did Ryan wrong. But let me tell you something. If Chris Colbert's team, I don't know what happened, right? But if they left him on his own, I would support that. And let me tell you, that goes against everything I believe in. Because a guy like Chris Colbert, his fails should be his coach's fails. And his wins are his wins. It's a team effort, but that's just how I believe it. But in this case, that fail that happened in there yesterday, that's not because of the coaching. That fails because you had somebody, a subordinate, who was being disrespectful, and his insubordination, they didn't want to tolerate it, but at the same time, this man is in a fight. He's in a war. And he went in there and did what he wanted, and like I said, the banana got goddamn split. So if you say what's next for Chris Colbert, I don't know. I think he still has a career. He was getting beat up, but he didn't get beat down round after round. But he was obviously, he just didn't have enough power. He didn't have the power Valenzuela had. And it was one hard shot that put him out of his misery. It's one thing if he was taking hard shots like that round after round after round. Then, you could say, hey, his career could be in jeopardy. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm watching that fight, and I'm watching it, and I'm telling you, from the first round, I said he has no chance. I said Chris Colbert has no chance. He didn't have the reach. He didn't have the power. He was switching from orthodox to southpaw. He was trying to go southpaw because he's naturally left-handed. His jab was fast, but he couldn't counter. He couldn't check hook. His right hand was nullified. He was in a world of shit, man, and plenty of shit starts to stink. But I tell you what, I'm glad he lost. I'm glad he lost. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's what, and for those of you who are saying, oh, man, hood champion, man, you're hating on him. You're being negative. You're not normally negative. I'm not being negative. Okay? That shit comes from a place where, I've had people underneath me where they don't want to fucking listen. They don't want to listen. In my case, we're talking about safety of flight issues. You're talking about aircraft crashing. You know what I'm saying? Talking about pilots dying, maintainers dying. Millions and millions of dollars of assets that are lost. And now you're sitting there under this fucking safety investigation and you getting heat because you're the person in charge, but these dumbass subordinates didn't listen. But you're the one whose head's going to fucking roll. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that shit hits in a different place for me than a lot of people. I'm watching that and saying, I've been through shit like that. Not with boxing. I've dealt with shit like that when it comes to the flight line and aircraft maintenance. You're talking about safety of flight issues and shit. And when motherfuckers don't listen. So when I'm watching this, it's like, holy shit. This guy here is going to get killed. That's just how I saw it. I saw that the corner, basically, it's like Chris was the guy, and they were trying to explain to him the importance of attention to detail and following a manual, following a regulation, following a pamphlet. The explicit guidance was there. And he chose to go out there and say, man, fuck this. I'm going to do the maintenance the way I want. And that fucking aircraft crashed. That F-15 crashed. That F-16 crashed. That A-10 crashed. That F-22 crashed. That C-130 crashed. That C-5 fucking crashed. You understand? Because this stupid motherfucker decided he was going to go out there and just do what the fuck he wanted. So now you got this big safety investigation, and everybody want to come and look at his leadership like, hey, you guys got to get this heat. We need to know what went wrong. Well, it's quite obvious what went wrong. Because the whole world got to see it. This guy decided he was going to go out there and do what the fuck he wanted to do. That shit gets under my skin, man. And to have the attitude he had with them, and knowing that those guys are the ones going to get the pressure. But fortunately, the world can see that this guy just didn't listen. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. Like, that shit just got under my skin. I was like, yo, but the thing about it is he can get his ass counseled. He can get his ass reprimanded. You know what I'm saying? He could come back. He can learn from that if he can humble himself and shut the fuck up. He could come back, man, and he can go on and have a pretty good career, probably at 130, because 135 ain't for him. And the audacity of him calling out Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? I hear saying he wanted to fight Tank. He's been saying that for a while. But just, could you imagine getting there with Tank Davis? Maybe the fight's a little bit different because styles make fights. Tank's not necessarily that much bigger than him, and Tank's not going to come and make it a mash-up, crash-up. But if Tank started stepping to him, you can't tell me that Tank wouldn't have got him out of there maybe sooner. Okay? So that being said, this Chris Colbert guy, man, attitude. Shitty. Plenty shit start to stink. This guy here, man, it's like I say, gotta play your cards right, man. C is for communication, A for attitude, R for respect, responsibility, D for discipline. That motherfucker did not play his card right. He's a fucking idiot, man. And I'm glad he got his ass lit up. I'm serious, man. And I don't care if anybody's taking offense to my words. That shit hits in a different place to me, man. Fucking idiot, man. Can't believe that guy was... I'm trying to think. It was the last time I seen... in boxing, right? Someone being so blatantly disrespectful to his corner. Where you can tell they've gotten really, really comfortable with each other. And that could be a problem too, man. You know, that fraternizing where they lines have been blurred, where you got the trainer, you got basically the supervisor and subordinate. You got the trainer and the trainee, you know what I mean? The coach and the fighter. Maybe those lines have been blurred because it's more like friends. So, you know, maybe I got to ease up on Chris Colbert a little bit. You know, maybe we got to look at his coaches and shit for allowing the relationship to get to that. But it doesn't matter. He just has an attitude, you know what I'm saying? And I think everybody should be confident in themselves. I think everybody should have a high self-esteem, you know, self-efficacy and all that. I really do. I truly believe that. But at the same time, you know, you can't come out here and just take it to the stupid. You out there in the ring, and you're getting your ass tore out the frame. You're getting hurt every round. You come back, your corner's in a state of panic. You know, this is a break glass in case of emergency moment here. And you out here thinking it's a joke, laughing, not wanting to sit down, telling them to relax, hitting them on the chest like, all right, I'm okay, laughing. And you can see the frustration on the coaches' faces, man. So for me, when I watched that shit got me, that shit flared my goddamn PTSD up, man, because I was like, I've been in situations where, you know, it's like, yo, this shit, we're in a serious, very precarious position here. I need you motherfuckers to shut up and listen, man. And sometimes you have that one that can really cause things to go, you know, up in flames. And Chris Colbert is a guy who caused things to go up in flames last night. Don't get me wrong, Valenzuela was dropping them goddamn grenades on his ass. It wasn't even flash bombs he was dropping on him. He was dropping grenades on him. And there was projectiles coming out that shit. And he got hit in that 6th round with one of them kabooms, and his ass went up in flames. And that's good for him. Good. Sometimes, you know, fighters need that, man, to humble themselves so they can come back a bit more intelligent and wise. And don't get me wrong. Roberto Duran went down. You know, Roberto Duran got knocked out by Tommy Hearns, but he came back and had some great fights and got some big wins. So it's not the end for Chris Colbert. But you just got to understand how his mind works, because you could tell he thinks highly of himself. He could say he's not worried about what people think about him, but he does. And social media, like I said, is one of the worst places in the world for a guy who just got knocked out the way he did, who talks so much shit, to come back to now and to have to see what people have to say about him. But like I say, if you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. You know, and I truly believe that. If you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. And he's dished out a lot of disrespect to a lot of people. And it's coming back on his ass now. And I think he earned it. You understand? That being said, y'all keep cool. Banana got split. Hopefully he changes his ways, but I just think it ain't even him and Valenzuela just just outworking him and being a bit stronger, faster, smarter, better footwork in some instances. Like, this video would have been totally different if I didn't see those clips and hear those sound bites of him being disrespectful as hell to his whole corner, man. Not just Barry Hunter, not the other coach, the whole corner. And I could only imagine when Chris Colbert is in the ring fighting and they're sitting there talking amongst themselves, the sound bites we didn't get, how they're probably sitting there saying, man, this motherfucker's an asshole, he's not listening. He gonna get fucking knocked out. And then when he got knocked, yep, there you go. If you watch, see if I can find it. I don't want to get no copyright shit, but I saw. Let me put the volume down here. Let me see if I can find that one, because I saw when he got knocked out. I saw Barry Hunter, how he just waved his hands and was walking up to the ring. Let me see if I can find it. He was just like, yo, I don't want to go through all this video bullshit, man, and waste your time. But if you go back and watch when Chris Colbert, when he gets knocked out in his corner. And what Barry Hunter was just like, it was more like out of disgust, like he did his hands like, yeah, whatever, it's over. It was more out of they didn't even look concerned. It was more like, this fucking idiot didn't listen. We told him that was gonna happen, and that's just how they responded. You could tell in their body language, the nonverbals. But anyway, man, this guy is 17 wins, 6 KOs. He has 1 loss now, or 2 losses, and the second loss by violent KO. And he earned that. He earned that loss. Just like people earn their wins, he earned that loss. Y'all keep cool, man. This dude fucking annoys me. I'm in the breeze.